Good morning. Welcome to Star Chamber Council. Mahila. We're looking at Frederick Lewis, Count Palatine of Zweibrücken, 11 April, 27 October. Gustavus John, his son, 25 February. This is verses. Kaiser Racine White, 24 March, Mission Impossible, linebacker, AZ Cardinals. Emmaus High School, Lackawanna. Kara Un, 6. So, the Frederick, pretty much, Eric, whenever we were at Cody's place, we would play video games, and I would always be the demon hunter, and I would die a lot. I would somehow get killed a lot, and it was three of us playing on the screen at once. And Cody was like a serpent handler, one of these Las Vegas guys downtown. And Eric was like a wizard or something like that. And I was this demon hunter. And Cody said, that suits you. So that's what I was. And I had a archery, a crossbow. And Eric also agreed with Becca Carberza that life is really hard. That life is just so hard that it's incomprehensible to someone that just believes in Jesus and that his yoke is light. That Jesus's yoke is light, like the Bible says. But that through doctrine and much study, they had found that life is actually way more complicated and difficult than that. So they told me this. And then Lewis, at Kenwood, the big house that was a slave house, actually, it's the biggest house in the neighborhood that we moved to after Copperfield. This is by Hamburg. And I would pick my ear with the pencils sometimes or with my finger on the way to the house from school. And I would get these deep earwax balls out of my ears. And they'd be totally crusted. Not gross. It's not gross. Like they would be like I was like my body was healing, like I was going through something, and it was like a deep change. And this is right around the time of 9/11, and so I would watch Even Stevens, and I would have these snacks of goldfish in a little Ziploc bag, and Chex Mix in a little Ziploc bag, things like that. And the Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry movie, my brother and dad went and saw that. I asked them how it was when they returned, and I kept asking them questions, and then they got annoyed with me. And so, count. On my channel, we do gematria counts, we do calculations. I had a math class that I took in Hong Kong, and I had a math class that I took at Lindsey Wilson, and I had an online math class that I took at Concordia University, Irvine. So I took math pretty much every year except my first year at SCAD, that I was there for a quarter or 2 quarters. And the second one I did take the math, but I took it every year of my college. So I know mathematical value pretty well. And um, and I know vampires. I know the old movies that are the vampires and the mummies and the werewolves. They've got a new Wolfman movie out. I know all about that stuff. In class, in high school, in drama class, my who was my friend at the time, the native girl, she would read these Twilight books, and I did not read those. I saw some of the movies, a little bit of the movies, but I wasn't into that type of stuff. But I know the deep mythology of what each one represents and how it relates to the Jewish tribes as well. And Granby, she would watch these movies at Palomar, and I would watch them too. The old horror classics that led to the horror classics of Mom's Got a Day with a Vampire that was on Disney Channel. And Blade, all of that. I watched Blade in Florida when we were getting the Folkleys, me and my brother. And Palatine. I had this teacher in high school named Mr. Tynes, and he was Irish. And I had to switch his classes because Emily Price was in one of my classes, and she knocked all of my books off my desk. And I had to change my schedule because of my theater class and because of my art class. I had to change everything my senior year, my second semester. And Tynes said that Fedor, the UFC fighter, fought a bear in the woods. He fought a bear and won. And he said that I was not like this other swimmer who was going to Annapolis. And he knew that I was going to West Point, and he said that I was different. I wasn't prideful and ego based like he was. And so ZY Brucken. So Eric Bruck would wear these old school goggles that were like kids' goggles. And I called him out one time when he was coming towards the diving well where we were seated. And yeah, I don't think he heard me, but he got these records. Eric Bruck did, and then later his sister tried to commit suicide, and I believe that she did, and she died. And I knew her. I knew her. She was in my class. Her name was Melissa, and she was really cool. And I don't know what ended up happening to them, but Rick Babuka said to hang it up whenever Eric was still swimming in his older years. He says you have to know when to hang it up. And so Z-Way. Some of my writings reflect Jonah and it connects to Acts. And I believe that this is some deep writings of the lake, the Z Lake, and that the native girl might have been there. And then that's how she got to the house whenever Danny threw H down the stairs, and Z Z was in the position of Daniel Radcliffe, the Remy, and that's when I had to go downtown. I got the War Machine and had to go downtown. I got it from the Outlaw Steakhouse in Elizabethtown. That all happened at the same moment, and so. But they knew that they had a connection of the lake. They were going to the lake at that time. The lake. That's all I know. So, Gustavus, my economic microeconomics with Miss Fogel, everyone called her Fagel, or my brother did. And that's from one of the Jonah Hill movies. And she worked at Applebee's and was part of the ASU, Applebee's Student Union. And I had a shirt for that, and I changed the Native Girls shirt from Stefani, the pop star, to Stephanie, the native style with an AH in the middle and a knee like your kneecap, you know. And so Gustavus, yes, the gone fishing. My brother got the cud for Hannah Hoffman's brother, and he was in that class, and Jared Jewell was in that class, and so was Haley. And that was a Judi Dench millstone Y that happened with her, and also part of H's dreams. And then Ross Gillum, I told that I got with Haley, and I told him not to tell Jared Jewell, who she was dating at the time. And I saw him without his shirt on driving to Chautauqua Pool one time, and he was kind of leaning over the steering wheel. And we swam there, and it was a little bit longer than 50 meters. And um, so John, his son, 25 February. Um, so that's saying that the Beth character of the Hastings and Polish man situation at Pinnacle, that I was not the man of that situation when I would wrestle Hastings, and it's why of that is his son that was born on 25 February. So that's Gustavus John, his son, which is the son of Frederick Lewis, the Count Palatine of Zweibrücken. So that is the Bronson. Now the blade is Kaiser Racim White, 24 March, Mission Impossible, linebacker, AZ Cardinals, Emma Ewis High School, Lackawanna College, and Caron is his brother. So the KY Zaire is that right around the time that Russia attacked Ukraine, I had to make a call with the native girl. And I told her in the court that the charges that I got from Pergamus Pit ruined my life. And I spoke this as a Schiavelli. This was a Schiavelli of the Ghost film, because I did not know what else to say. And I only had a little bit of talking time without anything at all, like just a couple words is all that I was able to say. And she started crying and talking about this girl that was killed. She was strangled, and she went to OCTC in Owensboro. And she said that could have been her. And the thing was is that I raised up my hands like this. I raised up my hands to my parents, who were getting ready to chime in and disrupt the court. This was on Skype. And I raised up my hands, and as I did that, she spoke Babylon. She spoke Babylon. The native girl did. And I heard it. And so everything was clear. They dropped the charges, and they dropped my charges in Lexington as well. I'm a free man. I have no charges in my past. Rasim, this is saying that the 11 had Simeon and had Asher. and Levi, which is the nuts of the Flight 93. And this is his point of view, Kaiser. So, and then he's white, he's BC, high TE. And high TE is that what happened with the neo Nazis of Trump and all of that is from the night that it was Tapa's, my second year Concordia, that it was like the Turkish terrorists of Back to the Future came and showed up at this parking lot, and I had to put all of them in the ground. It was black men in SUVs that were going against a black homeless man, and these neo Nazis were there. So that's where you get the Trump stuff from. And then later that night, as I was flying for this and got with those girls that I saved, they tried to do a Perry Stone to me, where the voice moves, the mouth moves, but the mouth is different, and like they're trying to say something, but they can't. It's a prophet knee. It's a red horse prophet knee, and I got past that and have a scar on my willy from that, and I also have a scar on my willy from when I was born. And they did a satanic ritual of Church of Satan, and they did the mafia ritual, and I was submerged in the ponds of London. That is what happened when I was born. And so he's 24 March, Mission Impossible, linebacker, AZ Cardinals, Amos High School, Lackawanna, Caron is his six. So just know that this here and this is a reality.